I know I can't be the only one that feel this way. I know I'm not the only one who senses this in the air, right? The holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, the New Year's, it don't hit the same anymore. Nothing feels the same anymore. It's just these past 5 to 10 years, and especially after the pandemic, shit just different now. And I really feel this in my heart. I really feel this in my chest. Like this is a real heartfelt, videos coming straight off the top, straight from the heart. Nothing is the same. And I don't know if, it's because I'm older now. I don't know if that has something to do with it. But shit's just different, man. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And, being born in 96, right? Being 28 years old, it seems like it was, it was just yesterday I was in high school. Seems like it was just yesterday I was in middle school. And I just remember, like, as soon as October hit, it was Halloween time, right? You already knew it was the beginning of the holidays. You knew you were about to be out of school for a whole week and a half. Then right after that, it was Christmas break and you was damn near out of school for 3 weeks and came back after the New Year's. And, it was just such a happy time. And I feel like families were so put together, if you will. I feel like families still had there was a family presence here in America, right? I feel like, families still got together. I feel like there wasn't so much tension in the air, right? I feel like politics wasn't necessarily this ingrained in our households and this ingrained in, like, the very fabric of our being is defined by the left or the right or this politician or what you believe in. Do you believe in rainbow rights, or do you believe in this? Do you believe in abortion? Do you believe in... It's not the same. It's not the same, man. I remember just waking up, just ready to go to different family members' houses, right? Different family members' houses to see, what they cook, just to see everybody, just to see people you maybe haven't you haven't seen in years, right? Cousins you probably haven't seen all school year. Y'all finally get together and catch up, play some basketball, play some football, get out there and tackle each other. Somebody get scraped up, running inside, crying to their auntie, and you know how it goes. Then come back out, ready to go again, playing video games. Y'all know how it is, man. It was just so different, man. Sneaking out, the kids sneaking out, the teenagers sneaking out to go and roll some weed up, right? Going to smoke a little weed before the Thanksgiving dinner was done so you can come back high as a kite, right? Munchies on 10, right? Laughing at the table, everybody wondering what all the kids laughing at. What all they laughing at? Y'all smell that? Somebody went out there and smoked. I know y'all been smoking. And everybody just giggling. We taking our plates downstairs, right? We taking our plates downstairs just to avoid everybody. Because our eyes was bloodshot red. We didn't want to look nobody in the eyes because we was high as shit. If somebody just looked us in the eyes, they might turn into a dog and we might start busting out laughing. Yeah, man, those were the days. Those were the days. But now it's just, what has happened to us, man? What has happened? Like, I remember being able to feel the holiday spirit in the air, right? I remember just being able to sense it in everybody's spirit. I remember you can tell everybody was happy, right? You could tell everybody was enthused to have their family over. They was enthused to be able to take a break from work. They were enthused about just the whole holiday season, just a breath of fresh air, just, sit everything aside, throw everything aside, and, family members who haven't probably talked in years, who probably had some beef or something, right? You brought some friends over, right? Put differences aside and you just got together. That shit is done, man. That shit is done. A lot of families don't talk anymore, including myself. I'm not exempt. I don't talk to a lot of family members. I don't talk to a lot of people for my own personal reasons, right? For my own pathway reasons. I don't talk to a lot of people. So I'm not exempt from this as well. Right? A lot of families don't talk. A lot of families are separated. There's a lot of dichotomy between many families, most families, actually. I remember looking at this one survey, and they surveyed young people being under 30. And, close to 50%, I think it may have been 60%. But damn near a majority of young people they feel distance. They feel distant away from their families, or they haven't talked to their mom in a year, or they haven't talked to their dad in 2 years, or, it's just, people are not connecting anymore. Right? People are not connecting anymore because we allow our differences, or the small differences that we have, to draw a wedge in between us. Right? Many young people believe this way. And of course, the parents being older, they believe this way. And because identity is so ingrained in our society now that people literally pick a side. You can even see it with sports. You see how upset people get with sports. You see how outrageous people get if their team loses, right? You see how crazy people get. It's the same thing. It's the same thing across the spectrum. It's the same thing across the board. People don't know how to sit differences aside anymore. The small differences that we do have, right? Because according to DNA, there's almost nothing that makes us different from one another, right? I believe it's 99% of human DNA. We're all the same. And it's that 1%, that makes my skin tone brown, makes your skin tone white or whitish, or makes your skin tone yellowish, or makes your skin tone brownish, right? And also in that 1% is your character, your personality, who you are, maybe your culture. 1% of our DNA, which probably is less than that. 1% of our DNA creates wars. 1% of our DNA creates racism. 1% of our DNA creates political division. 1% of our DNA separates us with all of these different ideologies, right? That's crazy, ain't it? That's crazy. But that's just how the world works. That's just how the world works. Negativity sells. Negativity sells. Because that's what we as human beings, we look at. And I'm no different either. I see all of the positive comments, right? I see all of the positive comments. I see, everybody like, yeah, we fuck with the after pill. Like, yeah, this is the future right here. The after pill is the future, right? And it only takes that one comment That one negative comment that I pay attention to, that I just have to respond to, that I just have to get off my chest, that I focus on solely. And there's a million different positive comments, but I'm focused on that one negative comment, right? It's just the same with our DNA. We have more in common than we have different. But we don't focus on that as human beings. We focus on that 1% that makes us different, right? And that's why the holidays just don't feel the same anymore. We're so focused on the difference. Listen, I don't care, and this is true for me in the core. I talk about shit, of course I'm gonna talk about shit, but me at the core, listen, I don't care if you gay, brown, dark, black, yellow, white, like liberal, conservative, right? I'll sit here and talk to anybody. I'll sit here and shake hands with anybody. That stuff in the long run, in hindsight, it really means nothing. It really means nothing, right? Because you believe in what you believe in, that doesn't mean that I am going to hate you, right? That doesn't mean that I'm going to like you even less. I may not like what you stand on per se, but that doesn't mean that I'm not going to respect you and honor you as a fellow human being, right? And like I said, I don't care. Listen, I truly don't care what somebody identifies as. I don't care if you're trans. I don't care. Listen, like I said, just don't throw that shit in schools. Don't try to put that off on our kids. That's all I ask. That's all I ask. Don't try to put that rainbow shit off on the kids. Let them grow up, grow old, and let them decide for themselves. Now, if that's something that they want to decide as an adult, as a functioning adult, then cool. That's their life. That's what they chose to do, right? But besides that, don't push things on our kids. And that's that. We're all good. I can sit here and kumbaya with anybody because we're all human beings at the end of the day. But I understand that's not how life works. I understand that's not how society works right now, right? I understand that family members aren't sitting at the table, they're not going to be sitting at the table this week because of the election. A lot of family members are going to be missing from the table because who people chose or chose not to vote for. There's going to be a lot of dichotomy. Thanksgiving ain't going to be the same. Christmas ain't going to be the same. The New Year's ain't going to be the same. And it's been boiling up to this point for a very long time. The division has been growing and growing for a very long time, right? America is a very divisive place. America's a very divisive place. And if people don't wake up, which many won't, it will continue this way until self-implosion. Until self-implosion. We are our own worst enemy. I remember watching the video. It was a parody or something like that. And it was literally about if aliens came down to America, right? Would America even team up together to go and fight the aliens? Or would we fight amongst ourselves, kill ourselves off first? And then the aliens just watch us, well, this was an easy takeover, right? I think that's more the position that America is in. I think that's more the position that the world is in, quite frankly. If aliens were to come down, could human beings set our differences aside to fight the aliens who are trying to invade rather than fighting amongst ourselves? You think Russia can do it? I think Putin would find that that would be the very moment for him to take Ukraine. Yeah, everybody's distracted. Everybody's distracted. Go ahead and take Ukraine while the aliens are invading. Yeah, man. Yeah. And I wish it wasn't like this. I truly wish it wasn't like this. I truly wish that everybody could agree to disagree. I truly wish people could state their differences and it just be done. Because in reality, if me and you were to have this conversation, you who's watching this, if me and you would have this conversation, let's say I lean conservative and you lean liberal, right? I would understand completely what you're talking about. Because the reality is most people don't lean one way. Most people pretend to lean one way. But most people aren't living that most people aren't living the way that they claim that they lean, right? And I've said this plenty of times. Most conservatives aren't true conservatives. There's no way to be a conservative man truly in modern day society. It's impossible. It's impossible. The economics is not set up for it. The family structure is just not set up for you to truly be a conservative man, right? There are certain things that you just won't agree with because we've progressed so much in society. You will be like, nah, that just don't make sense. And that's why I lean. That's why I say more so that I'm a moderate, right? Because there's certain things, there's certain policies that I agree with on the left. There's certain ideologies that I agree with on the left, and there's certain ideologies that I agree with on the right, right? I'm about common sense. And there's certain things that I don't agree with on the right, and there's certain things that I don't agree with on the left. I don't pick sides. I choose what's common sense, and I choose what I believe is best for human beings in this country in general. We can sit back and have a conversation, right? We can sit back and shoot the shit about what we believe in and what we don't believe in. But you know what? I'm going to buy you a drink. I'm going to buy you a drink because I like your thought process, right? You know what? I never thought about that. You know what? Damn, I never thought about it like that. Or damn, I never looked at it that way. You really opened my mind up to, certain things. And I appreciate that. You know what? Next 2 drinks on me. Buy him a drink. We're gonna chop it up some more. That's what turns strangers into best friends. Differences, right? It's the differences that makes us or bring us closer together, believe it or not, right? A lot of people, some people believe it's being the same, right? Being the same, homogeneity. I think that's the word, right? Right? They think being the same is what, allows society to work better, right? Well, that may be the case, but only the case because we've been divisive for so long. We've leaned into the differences so long. So at this point, with the psyops and the media brainwashing and you only being shown what you're even thinking of in the first place, right? Because these algorithms don't really show you what you're not going to interact with, right? It's going to show you things that your mind is leaning on in the first place, right? That's why it seems to be that so many people are living in totally different worlds, right? That's why it seems to be that people are confused that, some people will vote this way and some people will vote this way. It's because we stay in 2 different worlds, literally. Everybody is immersed in the digital realm. This is the reality. The internet is the reality. Online is the reality. This is where people are at, right? So if that's the case, people are paying attention to X. People are paying attention to Instagram. People are paying attention to YouTube, right? People are paying attention to still, more so the boomers and Xers, but they're still paying attention to the mass media, NBC, CNN, and all that, Fox News, right? They're brainwashing you and you're thinking only one way. So the algorithm is feeding you this on a constant basis. It's not feeding you what you're not thinking of, right? So as soon as somebody or something comes in, right, and disrupt that matrix that you're in, people lose their shit. People can't handle it. It disrupts their everyday life because people don't know anything outside of what they're already thinking. People don't know anything outside of what they already see on a daily basis online, right? It disrupts the matrix. It disrupts it. So that's the only reason why homogeneity, if that's the word, correct me if I'm wrong, right? That's the only reason that will work nowadays, is because people are only shown what they want to see. People are not being shown the actual worldview. That's why wars are so, successful, right? Countries have to program the people. Countries have to push out propaganda for people to agree with the war. There has to be some kind of dehumanization of those people first to run the play. That's why the Iraq and Afghanistan war was so successful, right? That's why it was so successful. We had to pin 9/11 on them. Now, if you believe in the conspiracy, if the U.S. was involved and CIA, FBI, and all that stuff, listen, I'm not here to discuss that. But the fact of the matter is, we pinned it on somebody. We put it on somebody, and American people agreed that, yeah, we should go in there and bomb their ass and do everything that we've done, not knowing that it turned into just what? Dehumanization? What? A pointless war? Trillions of dollars spent? Soldiers losing their lives? Afghanis and Iraqis, innocent children and women and men losing their lives as well? All for us to what? Suddenly pull out and leave the country in disarray? Yeah. The same with Vietnam, right? The same with the Civil War, same with World War I, same with World War II, right? The Germans had to convince their people, right? The Germans had to make themselves look like the good guy in the eyes of the civilians for them to do what they had done, which was atrocious, what the Germans did. What the Americans did was atrocious. And America has its history as well. But you have to dehumanize people first. And we're doing that internally. We're dehumanizing each other. We're dehumanizing fellow Americans, right? Nothing has changed. People are still bickering online. People are still going back and forth, right? People are still complaining about the Democrats. People are still complaining about the Republicans. People are still complaining about abortion. People are still complaining about trans this. People are still complaining about the rainbows. People are still complaining about the house. People are still complaining about their cars. People are still complaining about this. Granted, Trump not in yet, right? Trump is not in yet. But I doubt that the complaints will cease then either. I doubt it. Families will still continue to bicker. Families will continue to still be separated over these next 4 years and the 4 years after that. Shit will probably more than likely be worse than it is right now. Yeah. This is one of those rants. It's one of those rants where I just want you to listen. Just listen. Listen to the frustration. Listen to the observation. Listen and pay attention to yourself. Just look around. Is the holiday spirit in the air? Does anybody feel the holiday spirit in the air? I don't. What do I feel in the air? I feel stress in the air. I feel anxiety in the air. I feel everybody's on the edge in the air. I feel like everybody's stressed out, one paycheck away from exploding in the air. People behind on their mortgages in the air. People are worried about Russia pressing that button in the air. People are worried about the U.S. getting involved into another war we didn't ask for is in the air. And that's an after pill. Like, comment, subscribe, share the video. Here's some more videos while you wait on another upload. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.